Let me open the file for you. So I'm going to work in, you'll notice in the assignment that you could work in either Designer or Photo. I'm working in Designer because I like it better for a poster where I'm going to be not focusing so much on photography, but instead on illustration work. And I have set up this poster. It is letter sized as it specifies in the assignment. That's 8.5 by 11. And I created margins for this poster that are a half an inch all the way around. So you can use the guide tool and you can just pull guides out by clicking into your ruler. Make sure you have rulers turned on so you can see them. And then you can just you'll notice that as you're dragging your ruler around, it actually has a small little caption that tells you where this ruler is going to be set at. So I set rulers at a half inch all the way around, and I'm just going to drop this one here at 2.5. There you go. And that allows me to drop this text down here a little bit more, so I have a little bit more breathing room. And so here I've created this poster with a nice um, solid background, and I'm going to use that as my canvas for adding all the elements here. And a I'm doing an event poster. It's just signifying a road closure. So this is just um, it's not an actual project, but it's meant to show you how you can work with all of these different elements here in Designer. So I've got text at the top. That's my title, and I've got some text that I've created down here at the bottom. This is going to be my, close in view for people that are walking up closer to the poster. And then I have some artwork here that I've created in Affinity Photo um, that I'm going to place. So let me show you how that's done. I'm going to take the file place and I'm going to navigate to where I've saved those assets in on my drive, and I've got an arch, which actually was originally created um, in a vector program. You got to be careful what you're grabbing. And I'm going to set that right in the middle. This is really just a vector illustration. It's the name of the road project. And then I'm going to place this cute little pelican here who is serving as the road's mascot, right? And just trying to see if I can adjust this view here. So and now I have these two elements, and you'll notice because they're created in an Affinity program, the photo program, they clip out. So they're not showing anything around the elements at all. So it makes it easy to layer things on top of each other. So in this instance, I'm going to make this guy a little bit smaller. And I might want to make so I don't want to obscure the name of the project too much. So I'm going to kind of move it over to the right here. Maybe I make this guy a little bit smaller. And then I have some text here that I created. And this I created in designer. So it's a group. If you come over here to the layers, you notice it's a group of elements. And right now it's sitting behind all of these other elements. So I can come over here to the layer folder and I can just grab this group and make sure that it sits above the other elements, right? And actually, I want it to sit above this illustration of the parkway, but I wanted to sit it below the pelican itself. So I'm going to take this pelican and move it just above, right? So you can see how you can move things around just by grabbing and dragging them around. And here now I've got these different elements. They are embedded, and you can see right here on the left, again, just like photo, it'll tell you with a little icon on the left side what we're working with. And so we've got an embedded document, that being the pelican cartoon character. We've got the arch, which is also embedded. And then we have some text as well. So we have this closure. This is up here at the top. And we have the extended weekend. Right. And so now I've got all of these different elements. I can focus now on the composition, which is how do I make these things look a little bit more dynamic, depending on how I position them and how much space I give between each of these elements. A common mistake if you're just starting to work with poster design is if you don't pay attention to your grid structure. So one of the things that I can show you here is if we look a little bit more closely at this text here on the bottom, you want to make sure it is nice and balanced within the margins of the space. So in other words, whatever the space is that lies between the left side of this text block and your margin, you want to make sure it's the same on the right side. And it looks like it's, let's make it 1 inch. So then it's pretty easy. I can just, over here on this side, I can also make that 1 inch. And let's make sure that it's balanced on the top. Oh, sorry about that. Let me pause this for a second and see what I did. Sorry about that. I accidentally double clicked, and if you double click on any of these objects, if it's embedded, it actually opens up a new window. So it gets a little confusing there. A little bit different than working in the Adobe system. I want to adjust this text down here, and right now it's sitting underneath this Parker photo. So I'm going to come over here and just lock it because I don't want to be distracted. In fact, you can lock layers if they're getting in the way. There we go. And you'll notice that I've now got this set so that it's nice and even across both sides. This is just placeholder text. And I can make the width even for both of these. So I'm going to make it 2 here. And seems pretty good. Seems pretty balanced at this point. Maybe I take this group here and I move it a little bit farther in so it has a little bit of space too. So you want to be careful when you're positioning your elements again. Give them space um, with the margin. And unless you really intentionally want something to cross over your margin or basically move outside of your area, just pay attention to that so that it is done with intention. And I could say that, you know, that could be a fun way to do things as well, as if you did choose to have some of your elements go off the edge of your poster. That's certainly acceptable and sometimes creates a nice focus for the viewer. So you know, consider that as an option as well. But either way, however you make those decisions, make them with intention and care, so that it doesn't look like something is either neither here nor there, but actually has um, some basic design principles attached to the decision making. So that's kind of my lecture for this event poster, and I'll go ahead and share that now.